Hi everyone. Good day. Welcome to another episode by IELTSDoctor.com. We are a team of experienced IELTS teachers. I'm Jay, and I'm from the US. I've taught English to native speakers and foreign students for more than 10 years. Apart from teaching English, I'm also a radio DJ. Enough of myself, let's start. Today, we will be going through an IELTS Speaking Part 2 cue card. Describe a city that you think is very interesting. You should say where it is, what it is famous for, how you knew this city, and explain why you think it is very interesting. The first city that comes to mind is Singapore. I visited it 2 years ago, so I'm going to talk about it. You can talk about any city in your country, so long as you have enough information about it. In this video, we'll go through a modal answer, with Band 9 vocabulary and grammar. There will also be a detailed evaluation of the modal answer. At the end of the video, there will be a quiz, to help you in remembering the new knowledge. One very important thing, before we start, never memorize answers. Always start your talk with a preamble. What's a preamble? It is an introduction. In this example, we are informing the examiner that we find this question rather difficult. If you like to start your talk with, I'm going to talk about, then you're no different from the other test takers. Be unique. You have some time to read through the modal answer. One very important thing, before we start, never memorize answers. Rack my brain. It means to think very hard. Most students rack their brain during the maths examination. Sometimes, you have to rack your brain to remember someone's name. Metropolis. A metropolis is a very large and busy city. Examples include Tokyo, Manila, Delhi, Shanghai, and New York. To globetrot means to travel to different parts of the world. This word is seldom used in the IELTS speaking test. Examiners love uncommon English words. By using uncommon English words, you can improve your vocabulary score. A city-state is an independent sovereign city. What does this mean? Well, it's better to learn from examples. Examples of city-state include Monaco, Singapore, and Vatican City. In short, a city-state is a country that is also a city. A bucket list is a list of things you want to do before you die. Please note that, in the IELTS speaking test, you can use wanna, but in the IELTS writing test, do not, I repeat, do not write wanna. If my memory serves me right, it means, if I remember correctly. This is a cohesive device. Many students have problems transitioning from one idea to the other during part 2 of the IELTS speaking test, and this can affect their IELTS speaking score, since coherence accounts for 25% of the total IELTS speaking score. A porthole is a round window in the side of a ship or an aircraft. Of course, it's fine to use the word window, but using porthole makes you sound more educated and accurate. An illuminated place is one that is filled with much light. The Singapore airport is really illuminated, even at 3 or 4 a.m. Can you believe it? A hive of activity. It's a place where everyone is busy. There is usually a hive of activity in schools. An itinerary is a travel plan. Basically, it is like a schedule, and you try to follow it when you're overseas. Hawker Center. This is a word to describe the food market in Southeast Asia. They sell many different kinds of food, and the food are really delicious. Hawker centers are usually aplenty in Malaysia and Singapore. You should really visit them one day. How is the food market in your country called? Reply in the comments section. Concrete jungle. It is a term for an urban area filled with large buildings. Examples include New York, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Shanghai, and Paris. A foodie is someone who likes to eat. I'm a foodie. Are you one? In heaven. There are quite a few meanings to this term. In this case, it means very happy. Peckish. When someone is peckish, it means that he or she is slightly hungry. When something is eye-catching, it is noticeable. You can use it to describe posters, costumes, and advertisements. Masterpiece is basically a showpiece. Here we have a portrait of Mona Lisa, wearing a face mask, and carrying a few hand sanitizers. The artist who drew this is really creative. When you're awe-inspired by something, you're amazed by it. When was the last time you felt awe-inspired? An observation wheel is a bigger version of a Ferris wheel. By the way, this is a photo of the London Eye. Golden sunset. What is a golden sunset? The photo explains it all. Do you sometimes wish that you can draw during the IELTS test? Now, we're going to read through the modal answer, so that you can hear this language in context. Here goes. I've had to rack my brain to think of a metropolis to talk about, because I haven't globetrot for ages, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Anyway, I've decided to talk about a sunny little city-state, Singapore. It had always been on my bucket list, to visit this clean and green city. Fortunately, I had the chance to visit this magnificent metropolis 2 years ago. Obviously, before the coronavirus pandemic. If my memory serves me right, as the plane was touching down, I gazed out of the porthole and saw an illuminated airport. It looked like a hive of activities. My first day itinerary began with a sumptuous breakfast at a hawker center in this concrete jungle. There were many stalls selling different kinds of food, and as a foodie, I was in heaven. Just the thought of the food is making me peckish now. As far as I can remember, I visited quite a number of tourist attractions. The most eye-catching one was Gardens by the Bay. It was definitely a masterpiece of garden artistry, and it showcased the plant kingdom in a whole new way. I was awe-inspired, though I'm not a botanist. I also sat in the Singapore Flyer, which is one of the world's largest observation wheel, sipping gorgeous coffee, while watching the golden sunset. How I wish I could go there right now. I almost ran out of breath. Anyway, if you find that I was speaking too fast, you can adjust the video speed to your liking. Quiz time. Let's see how much of the Band 9 language you've actually learned. First question. Something my brain every holiday season for gift ideas. You have 6 seconds to pick an answer. Rack is the answer. I rack my brain every holiday season for gift ideas. Next question. He used to something around the world educating people about environmental issues. The answer is globetrot. Did you get this correct? This one is easy. A something list is a list of things to do before one dies. Bucket is the answer. I hope you got this correct. What do we call the window in the side of a ship or aircraft? Porthole is the answer. This is an example of a topic-related vocabulary. Due to its seaside view, the resort is a something. Hive of activities. What is another word for travel plan? Itinerary is the answer. Did you get this correct? A few more questions to go. There are many something centers in Singapore that sell delicious food. Hawker is the answer. This is an uncommon English word. We can't grow enough crops in this something jungle. Concrete jungle. This is a common word that native speakers use. I want to eat some chips, as I'm feeling a bit something. Peckish is the answer. Last question. Candies in something wrappers. Eye-catching. Candies in eye-catching wrappers. By the way, these are the iconic white rabbit candy that originated from Shanghai, China. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave comments. Hit the dice icon to subscribe. If your IELTS test is around the corner, we hope you would pass it with flying colors. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.